God created everything in an orderly manner. He set everything in place systematically to function without confusion. The role of the heavenly bodies is to give light, with the land to produce crops, and the sea is for the fish. The plants are to bear fruits, and that humans are to multiply and rule over all God's creations. God's view of His creation. It was good. God named the light day and the darkness night. This action is significant because naming something is interpreted as giving identity. The one who does the naming asserts authority over the things or people named. God commanded the earth to produce living creatures of all kinds. Once again, we get a sense of the richness of God's creation, for this includes livestock. Today, we sometimes regard wild animals as a threat, but they too were created by God and have their place in the world He made. God explicitly declared them good. God created man and woman. He made us in His image. Our being in God's image refers to the reason God gives for creating human beings, namely, to rule over His creation. We are meant to act as His representatives on earth, governing His creation with wisdom, love, righteousness, justice, and generosity. How great a responsibility this imposes on each of us to carry out our daily duties on behalf of God. Unfortunately, people have long misinterpreted this command as giving us the right to exploit nature for our good without any regard for the rest of creation. The result has been deforestation, pollution of land, water, and sky, and the exploitation and extinction of animals. We need to pay attention to the teachings that we are called to be responsible and steward of God's creation. The theme of World Environment Day 2021 is ecosystem restoration. It can take in various forms like growing trees, greening cities, rewilding gardens, changing diets, or cleaning up rivers and coasts. The loss of the environment is caused mainly by changes in the land and sea use, exploitation, climate change, pollution, and the introduction of invasive species. Some things have a direct impact on nature, like the dumping of waste into the ocean. Other causes are indirect. Those include demographic, economic, political, and institutional arrangement underpinned by social value, and they interact with one another. For example, vast areas of land managed by indigenous people are experiencing a decline in ecosystem at a lower rate than everywhere else. But rights of indigenous people are being threatened, which could result in faster deterioration of these areas. This would have a detrimental impact on wider ecosystem of an society. In conclusion, all of these things happen because of greed and pride. Sin has marred even the environment that we are living in. There is a need for restoration, and God is going to restore it. God has made man His steward. We should get involved in the restoration process.